this question. They're asking you what was the cost of sales. They ask you what was the cost of sales. I'm worried that some of the students here may have forgotten about the class. Give me a second, let me text them. Maybe they thought that today is holiday. No. Okay, our last week, our last Sunday in December will be the holiday. Okay, I will see you today, and then for another lesson. Okay, I will see you on 19 as well before you have holiday. Give me a minute, I go and text them. Okay, done. Now come to this question. They're asking you what was the cost of sales. This figure appears in the income statement. Okay, this figure appears in the income statement. Manufacturer provided the following info. Purchases of raw material. This appears in the manufacturing account. Okay, when doing this is the paper one. Okay, the other day we discussed until here. Now we are continuing with this question. This is in the manufacturing account. Factory overheads is also in the manufacturing account. At the year end, inventory of raw materials had increased by 4,000. Inventory of finished goods had increased by 9,000. Okay, this question, the challenges are here. These are the challenges. So they say raw material had increased by 4,000. You can take any number for the opening raw materials. You can take any number for the opening raw materials. It doesn't matter. You will still result in the same answer. So opening raw material maybe 10,000. Then the closing raw material is, closing raw material must be 14,000. Okay, so now we have the raw materials figure increased by 4,000, right? So I may increase by 4,000. This is in the manufacturing account. Same goes to this. Okay, then finished goods, inventory of finished goods had increased by 9,000. So finished goods appear in the income statement. Okay, finished goods appear in the income statement. So increase by 9,000. Again, I can take any number for the opening finished goods, meaning the finished goods at the beginning of the year. Let's say 10,000. Okay. Then closing finished goods is 19,000. Increase by 9,000, right? So I make it increase by 9,000. Again, it doesn't matter what opening finished goods you take. You will still result in the same final answer. Okay, you will still result in the same final answer. These two are in the income statement. Okay, now we have analyzed the question. Now we can move on to find the answer. This is a figure in the income statement, right? Cost of sales. You have to do the manufacturing account first. Begin with this, followed by this. No, purchase of raw material is the second figure. Then this is the third figure. This is the fourth figure. This is the fifth figure in the manufacturing account. Okay, following the items that appear in the income in the manufacturing account. So manufacturing account start with 10,000 plus purchases of raw material 50,000 Then minus closing raw material, 14,000. I'm doing manufacturing account, yeah. This is manufacturing account. Then plus direct labor. Then you arrive at prime cost. Okay, you arrive at prime cost, and then you plus another 22,000, which is factory overhead. Then you can get the cost of production, which is the last number in the manufacturing account. Okay, so let's finish off this first. The manufacturing account. One two six zero zero zero. Okay, this is the figure in the manufacturing account. But is it the figure that they are looking for? No, they are looking for the income statement cost of sales. Okay, now continue on to the income statement. In the exam, would I write down all these things in so detail? No, okay, I will do faster, of course, because now I'm guiding you, so I write down everything. Cost of sales is the section here. Do you have opening finished goods? Yes, 10,000. Okay, 10,000. Then, so this is opening finished goods. Then cost of production appear here. The figure that I got from manufacturing account just now, 126000. Okay. Then do you have purchases of finished goods? Purchases of finished goods? No, right? Okay. To make it look clearer, I have to cross off numbers that I have used. Okay, one last number minus closing finished goods. 19,000. Then you can get the answer. This is the cost of sales. You take the 10,000 plus 126000. Then you minus 19,000. Then you can get the final answer. See if you can get. Cost of production. Cost of production. The last figure in the manufacturing account. Answer is C. Okay, so answer is C. So the challenges of the question, once again, is the lines highlighted in green color. Okay, you have to know how to interpret this. Raw material have increased, finished goods have increased. So you come up with some figures. Opening raw material, then you plus another 4,000, you get this. Same goes to this. Okay, then you do the manufacturing account. Then you do the income statement. Then you get the cost of sales figure. Okay, therefore answer is C. We see the next one. Which effect does this have on cost of production? This is the last figure in the manufacturing account. This is the last figure in the manufacturing account. This is the figure that appears in the income statement. They say work in progress of a manufacturing business increased during the year. It's the same trick here. It's talking about something that has increased. It means opening work in progress, closing work in progress. Which number is bigger? Closing. Maybe this is 10,000, this is 5,000, right? Okay. So in the manufacturing account, this is a number that you plus, this is the number that you minus, right? You plus opening work in progress minus closing work in progress. The number that you minus is bigger than the number that you plus, therefore is a net deduction. It's a net deduction at the end of the day. Agree, right? Because the number that you minus is 10,000, the number that you plus is 5,000, eventually it's a net minus. Therefore, it's going to make the cost of production lower. Okay, because the WIP, the WIP, work in progress, has increased. It makes the cost of production lower. Then gross profit, what about gross profit? Okay, you have to look carefully at the income statement. Cost of production is here, right? Okay, cost of production is here. If this decreases, okay, if cost of production decreases, they ask you what happened to gross profit. So recall here you have sales, let's say 200,000. Okay, then you will minus this cost of sales, then you get gross profit, right? So if cost of production become lower, then gross profit will be higher. Therefore, answer is A. You understand what I'm talking about? The income statement. You have sales here, and cost of sales is the figure here, right? Okay. If the cost of production decreases, if cost of production decreases, it makes cost of sales lower, right? Therefore, profit will be higher. How I know? Yixin, that's what the question say. I didn't say so. The question says so. Right? They say work in progress increase. That means closing work in progress is bigger. The work in progress at the year end is bigger than the work in progress at the beginning of the year. Therefore, answer is A. Okay, I give all of you 15 seconds. You digest. You have question you ask. Then we move on to the next page. Okay, now, Benjin, you have question. Okay, Benjin, maybe I come up with some numbers. Maybe you can see more clearly. In the income statement, you have sales. Okay, then you have cost of sales. Okay, let's say cost of sales here, you only have one item, which is cost of production. Okay, and okay, you are asking, okay, let me share with the rest. Yeah, so all of you can look at the chat box. You know what I'm answering. Okay, one of you asked me this. Is there any way to know that an increase in WIP makes GP higher without doing the whole process? Yes, there's one process. There's one way. It's through mental calculation. Okay, in your mentally, you know, if you know very well how manufacturing account leads to income statement, you can proceed. You can process it in your mind. You can process it in your mind. For example, for me, okay, how do I do? Would I write down all these things? No, because I'm very familiar with the manufacturing account and I'm very familiar with the income statement. So in your mind, when you read this question, they say work in progress increase, right? So work in progress increase, I know closing work in progress is higher. Closing work in progress is higher. And it's a number that you minus. So number that I minus is bigger than the number that I plus. So it's a net deduction. It makes the cost of production lower. Okay, so I will choose this. Then I know cost of production goes into the income statement. Cost of sales section. If cost of production becomes lower, then gross profit will be higher. Okay, it's about how fast you are. Okay, it is up to you. It's up to you. If you want to write down safely, but it will take more time, it's also okay. Okay, but if you want to do faster, then you must be very familiar in the first place. Why COP would decrease? Should I write down everything? Okay. So one suggestion to some of you who are slower, then you write down the number. So one of you asked me why cost of production would decrease. Okay, in the first place, you know work in progress decreased, right? Okay, work in progress has decreased. Okay. Let's say you are working through the manufacturing account. Here you arrive at prime cost 10,000, 100,000, 100,000. Then you plus production overhead, maybe 5,000. Okay. Then you get what? 105000. Now they say, so after you have gone through the production overhead, then you arrive at work in progress, right? So they say that work in progress is higher at the year end. Work in progress is higher at the year end. It's a number that you plus here, it's a number that you minus here. Plus 5,000. Plus, right? Then you minus 10,000. So, so Yixin, you see, due to the work in progress, would the cost of production higher or lower? Of course, lower. The number that you minus is bigger than the number that you plus for the work in progress. So therefore, cost of production would be lower by how much? 105,000 plus 5,000 minus 10,000. 100,000. See, due to the work in progress, cost of production has become lower. Okay, can understand? Okay, so have to be very familiar with the notes. Okay, otherwise you would find difficulties in doing the questions. You will have a lot of whys. Okay, a lot of whys. Okay, now next question. Also manufacturing account. What was the cost of raw materials consumed? Cost of raw materials consumed. They are asking you for something that is in the first part of the manufacturing account. Okay, first part of the manufacturing account. Okay, now let's see what we need. Ajif manufactures all the goods he sells. He provided the following information for the year. Okay. Okay, by the way, Kelly, this is the paper one. Okay, we are still discussing this paper one. Just now we discussed two questions already. Okay, just now we have discussed two questions. One is C, another is A. Okay, so maybe you want to watch the first few minutes to understand my explanation. Okay, for these two. Now we are discussing this one. Okay, the new page, first question. No problem, Kelly. Okay, so look at this. You need this. You need this. You don't need this. You don't need this, because these two are in the last part of the manufacturing account, the last few items in the manufacturing account. So you don't need the work in progress. Purchases is in the income statement. No, don't need, because you are doing the manufacturing account first part only. Carriage inward. Okay. When they don't mention to you whether it's about carriage inward for raw material or carriage inward for the finished goods that you bought, you have to assume that it is for the raw material. So you have to take this. Carriage outward is in the income statement expenses section. So don't take this. Okay, that means you only need three numbers. You need this, this, and this. You take opening raw material plus, hold on, yeah. Okay, they say they manufactures all the goods that he sells. All the goods he sells, manufactures all the goods he sells, means Ajif never buy finished goods. Okay, Ajif never buy finished goods. Therefore, because just now, when I'm trying to do the manufacturing account here, I'm trying to look for the purchases of raw material, but I don't see any purchases of raw material here. They should have it. Therefore, I look at the question again carefully. They say Ajif manufactures all the goods he sells. Therefore, this figure 121,700 It's not in the income statement. Okay, this is actually purchases of raw material. This is purchases of raw material. Okay, therefore I have to use it 121,700. Okay. Hold on, yeah. Let me explain again. One of you do not understand why I have to use purchases here. I show you the notes again. You have to be very familiar with the notes, otherwise you have problems. But let me show you. You know you have purchases here. Okay, just now I thought that the purchases that is shown to us is purchases of finished goods. Therefore, initially I decided that it should go into the income statement, the 121,700. Initially, I thought that is the purchases in the income statement. Okay. And then when I'm trying to do the manufacturing account, I didn't notice that I don't have purchases of raw material. I don't have purchase of raw material. Then I look at the question closely again. They say Ajif manufactures all the goods he sells. That means Ajif doesn't buy finished goods from anybody. Ajif doesn't buy finished goods from everybody. Everything that Ajif sells, he makes himself. Okay. Therefore, after reading this, I know that this is not purchases of finished goods. This is purchases of raw material. Okay, get it? Therefore, I have to write it down here. Okay, it is in the manufacturing account. That's not purchase of finished goods. And then I have to plus the carriage inward. 3,005. Yeah, correct, Ishin. Okay, then minus closing raw material. Okay, so that means I've used a total of 4 figures. Okay, now do the calculation, then you can get the answer. That's the cost of raw material used. Okay, 4,000 plus this plus 3,005 minus 6,002. See if you can get the answer. So you see, the question always gives you a lot of numbers more than what you need. If you think that you have to use all the figures all the time, then you will make a lot of mistakes. Okay, you have to know what you are doing exactly. You have to know very well the ins and outs. Otherwise, you do not know what numbers to take. Answer is C. 123,000. Okay, double check. Okay, is the calculation correct? Let me calculate again. Okay, so 10 seconds. Then I move on to the next one. 123,000 is correct. I will see you for one more lesson this year. Okay, next Sunday I will see you once more on the 19th. Then 26th is your holiday. I don't collect fees on that day. Okay, so just take it as a year-end holiday. Then January we continue again. Okay, so answer is C. Now we see the next one. Okay, now starts the partnership questions. If not easy, I would like you to try. Okay, because it's not easy. Okay, I let you try a few. Okay, start with this one. If you have done it, you tell me your answer now. If you have not tried it, you try it now. Then you tell me the answer in the chat box. Okay, this one. Asim and Bakari. Okay, good. 2 of you have done. 3 of you. Okay. 2 of you. Okay. The rest I wait for you. Okay, should have done it at once. Okay, I see 5 answers. Okay, I wait for Yixun. Okay, good. Now let's discuss. All of you have done. 3 choose, 4 of you choose C, 1 of you choose A, 1 of you choose D. So which is the answer? Let's see. Nobody choose boy. Okay. This question, you have to first understand what they're asking from you. Okay, and it's not easy to interpret here. They ask you what was Bakari's total income from the business. What is talking about here? Total income. Okay, I show you the notes. So this is the manufacturing chapter that I did with you together. They ask you for Bakari's total income. Basically, it's asking you, let's say this is current account, and here you have Bakari. Okay, Bakari. They are basically asking you what is the total figure that has been credited to Bakari's account? How much is the total figure that has been credited to Bakari's current account? That's what the question is asking from you. Okay, so you have to find out what are the numbers that have been credited to Bakari's current account. Okay, now let's come up with the current account first. Current account. This is for Bakari only. They are in partnership. Agreement says that annual salary is 15,000 for Bakari. Balance of the profit to be shared equally. Profit for the year is 93,000. Okay. Now, you have to first know how to do the accounting for partnership. A bit of recall to you. You have to follow this sequence. Do income statement first, then do appropriation account, then do current account, then do SOFB. Okay, more importantly, you have to know how to do the appropriation account and current account. They are the 2 new things that you learn in this chapter. After you have done the income statement, you do this appropriation account. Okay, and then you have these items, then you share the residual profit. Share the residual profit. We will never share the profit for the year. Okay, we never share the profit for the year, but we share the residual profit. Okay, then you do the sharing here. Okay, then we do the current account to analyze all the things that belong to the individual partners. Okay, we put them into a proper account like this to see what is the net benefit that Ali and Lisa get. Then you do the SOFP. Okay, do the SOFP. Okay, come to this question. You have to do the appropriation account first because they have not done it to you. They have not done it for you here. You have to do the appropriation account. Again, would I write down all this? No. Okay, I would get straight to calculation if I'm very familiar. So appropriation account, start with what? Start with 93,000 profit for the year. Then I have to work towards the residual profit or residual loss. Okay. So I'm doing this one. Okay, I'm doing this one. Maybe I erase. Okay, I'm now doing this one, appropriation account. So they say annual salary to Bakari is 15,000. So it's a figure that I have to minus here. Less salary to Bakari. Okay, there's no interest on capital here. There's also no interest on drawing here. then just ignore them. Then you arrive at residual profit. Okay, residual profit is 78,000. Why minus salary? Again, it's about your familiarity with the notes. See, minus salary is in your notes. Okay, so minus. You have to minus salary to partner, minus this, add that, then you get residual profit or loss, then you share it. Okay, have to refer to your notes. And now we share the 78,000. They say share equally, right? Okay, so divide by 2. Then you can get the share to both the Bakari and Asim. How much each of them get? 39,000. So in the current account, 39,000 will appear here. That's Bakari's share of the residual profit. This is the Bakari's share of the residual profit. Then you have to have 15,000 here, salary for Bakari. Okay, so that's why I ask all of you to try all these questions at home in advance first. Okay, when you try it, you know the problem and you will refer to notes. You have to take the time to finish off. Okay, otherwise you will have a lot of whys. Okay, a lot of questions here. Why I minus this, why I plus that. Okay, so you have to be referring to the notes when you're not sure. So you are looking for these two figures added up together. Okay, you have to add up these two figures together, then you can get the answer. 39,000 plus 15,000. Which one it is? Answer is C. Okay, who choose C? Okay, 3 of you choose C. 4 of you. Okay, so answer is C. Let me check again. 39,000 plus 15,000. Okay, 10 seconds. Then we see the next question for partnership. Okay, so you have to do income statement first, then do a preparation account, then do current account, and then do SOFP. Okay, and here you have to work out the appropriation account first. Okay, work out the appropriation account first. Then you continue on to a current account. Then you get this figure. This is what they are looking for. Asian, do we need an income statement here? No, they have given us the figure. They have given us the figure. Why do we still need income statement? They have done it for us. They have given you the last figure of the income statement, 93,000. Okay, next question, Amy and John. This is the same question, same kind of question as the one just now. They ask you, it's different. They ask you for the credit balance. You have to balance the current account of Amy. You have to balance the current account of Amy. They ask you what is the figure. What is the figure? Okay, everybody. Again, you try. If not sure, please refer to the notes. Okay, don't do the guessing game. Okay, so you can begin. If you have done it, you show me your answer. If you have not done, you try now. Okay, now can start. Okay, good, Kelly, you have done. Okay, 4 of you have finished. Okay, I wait for Crystal and Ishin. Okay, time's up. Now let's discuss. So come out with the current account. In the exam, how I would do, I would not use ruler. Okay, I don't need to use ruler here. It's time wasting, but I'm just showing you properly here because I'm explaining to you. Current account for Amy. Okay. Okay. Now see the question. They're asking you for balance on this day. Okay, on this day, but it is 1st of September. So look carefully at all the dates of the question together. Amy and John are in partnership. Amy is entitled to annual partnership salary of 9,000. Profit and losses are shared in this ratio. Okay, 2 to 1. Again, remember to share the residual profit or loss. Okay, don't share the profit for the year. So profit for the year is 14700. And it appears that they have not done the sharing for you, right? That means, again, the same thing. We have to do the appropriation account first. On 1st September 2017, Amy's current account had a debit balance of 2100. So look at all the dates given in this question. You can come to the conclusion that this is the beginning of the year and this is the year end. This is the year end. This can also be stated as 31st October 2018. Okay, it's just the next day. Okay, but sometimes they will write it as, sometimes they write the year end as the first day of the next year. Okay, it's the same thing, year end. Okay, now how to do? Do the appropriation account first. Let me make it smaller. Start with what? Start with the 14,700, correct? So this is the appropriation account. You start with profit for the year, 14700. Then, okay, once you have used it, remove it. Then you minus the partner salary, 9,000. Okay, this question again, there's no interest on capital, there's no interest on drawing because we don't see them here. If you have them, you have to include in your appropriation account. Okay, you remember in the appropriation account, most of the time you have these few things coming together: interest on drawing, interest on capital, and salary to partner. But I think it's because of the complexity of the question, they try to remove some things. Okay, otherwise it would make the question more difficult. Okay, so they just show to you salary to a partner. Then you do the deduction here. You will get residual profit. Residual profit R dot P dot 5700 is the residual profit. Okay. Then you have to share this. We are doing for Amy, right? So just focus on Amy. Amy can get 2 out of 3. Amy can get 2 out of 3. So you times 2 out of 3. Sorry, you times 2 over 3. Okay. With the 5,007. You will get 3,008. Okay. That means Amy gets to have a share of $3,800 from the residual profit. So $3,800 will appear here in Amy's current account. And then what other things that Amy gets to have? The salary, 9,000. Okay. They say that the current account has a debit balance initially. So they say debit balance, okay, is here. Debit balance. Okay. What are we trying to find? We are trying to find the balance at the year end. We are trying to find the balance at the year end. Means you have to balance Amy's current account, then it's done. Balance the account, then it's done. So do the balancing. Ishin, you asked me why put 9,000. You see, this is Amy's salary, right? This is partner's salary belonging to Amy. So again, look at the notes. Current account. Do you see salary to partner? Yes, it's here. This is what I'm doing. This thing. Okay, continue. So I balance it. 12800. Copy to here. Then you minus 10700. Okay, so answer is A. Okay, answer is A. Okay, one of you and two of you answer correctly. Okay, so the rest you learn from the question. Where do you see a loss? I don't see a loss here, Yushin. You asked me where to put the loss. No, there's no loss. There's no loss. They are telling you if there is a profit, then you share it according to 2:1. If you get a loss, then you also share it according to the 2:1. They are not telling you that there is a loss here. They are telling you if there's something to gain, we share together. If something to lose, then we lose together. That's what it's saying. It's not telling you that there's a loss. Okay, so that means if there's something to enjoy, we enjoy together. If something that we don't like, then we don't like it together. Okay, that's what it's saying. It's not telling you that there's a loss here. Okay, so 10 seconds, then we move on to the next question. You say saying that if it's a loss, then you share the residual loss. But I don't see any figure for the loss here, so I do not know the figure. Okay, so you cannot say that Amy and John would have 1,009. You do not know the loss figure, right? Okay, that's not how you read the ratio here. Maybe let me explain what is meant by this line. Profit and losses are shared 2:1. Regardless of whether it's profit or loss, you still use 2:1. You still use 2:1. Okay, I come up with two appropriation account here. One version with the profit, another version with the loss. So let's say this one you get to have residual profit. This one residual loss. Let's say this is 10,000. Let's say this is 10,000 negative number. The 2:1 means the 2 is for Amy, the 1 is for John. Okay, That means Amy gets to have 2/3. John gets to have 1/3. So if you want to do the sharing here, maybe I should write Amy first. It looks clearer. You still take the 10,000, multiply with 2/3 for Amy, and it is 1/3 for John. That's the meaning. It's not saying that the 1 is for loss, the 2 is for profit. No, no, sir. It's not talking about that. If you are doing sharing for the residual loss, okay, so yeah, you should get what I mean. That's the English description. Okay, they didn't have a problem there. It's not a problem there. Okay, so 2/3, and then same goes to this 1/3. Okay. Next question. Everybody, you try this one. Then you tell me your choice. This one is easier. I give you a 1 minute. Okay, time's up. The key in answering this question is you have to understand the meaning of the question. Okay, otherwise you would misunderstand the question. So double entry to record this transaction. David and Basil are in partnership. So they are in a partnership business together. Made a loan to the partnership. In Mandarin, this is the word, right? Okay. So this also means lend money to, okay, lend money to the partnership. Okay. This is about partnership accounting. When you are doing partnership accounting, you are in the shoes of the business. We are in the shoes of the business. Means you have to think from point of view of business. Okay, we are the business. So that means we borrow money from David. Okay, we borrow money from David. Okay, you are doing accounting. You are in the shoes of the partnership. When you borrow money, you debit either cash or bank, right? Okay, maybe I give you some examples. Whenever we borrow money, what double entries do? We debit either cash or bank, okay? Depending on we get the borrowing in the form of cash or check, right? We always debit cash or bank when you borrow money. Then you credit the, let's say you borrow from the bank, then you will credit bank loan, right? Okay. Let's say instead of borrowing from the bank, instead of borrowing from the bank, you could be borrowing from maybe Ali. Okay, so you will have one item known as loan from Ali. Okay, if you borrow from Ali. So these are the double entries for borrowing money. You receive money, right? So you should debit either cash or bank. Okay, this is what you learn in chapter 3, the double entries. Now, when would you touch a capital account? When would you touch a capital account? when the owner invests money into the business. When the owner invests money into the business. When the owner invests into business, you will debit either cash or bank. Then you credit capital account. This is again what you learned in chapter 3. Okay. Now, is this question talking about investment from owner into the business? No, it's talking about borrowing here. Therefore, A and C are wrong. Okay. Then, which is the answer? Answer is B. You have to think from business point of view. You are borrowing money from debit. You debit bank, credit, debit loan. I know they should have described it as, they can also describe it as loan from debit. It's the same thing. Okay, loan from debit. Consistent with what I'm showing you here. Therefore, answer is B. You cannot credit debit current account because current account is not meant for that. Okay, you have to create a liability account. Okay, this is a liability account. You have to create a liability account. Okay, to show how much partnership owes to debit. No, Ishin, different things. Invest is invest, then borrow is borrow. Okay, you cannot get them mixed up together. Different things. Let's say I borrow money from you. Then can I assume that you are investing in my business? Then I don't return you money forever? Cannot, right? Okay, borrowing is borrowing, investing is investing. Different things. Okay, so therefore answer is B. When there's borrowing, there's interest to pay. Okay, when it comes to investing, there's no interest, and the money is there forever, and there's no paying back. There's no paying back. When do we use the current account? You look at the notes. Okay, please look at the notes. Okay, please look at the notes. And the reason we have to credit loan from debit, or you call it debit loan, is because we have to create a liability showing that the partnership owes money to debit. Okay, for the loan. Okay, now we see the next one. Again, current account. They ask you how much in total to be credited to Beth's current account. Okay, now I would like you to try. So 2 minutes again, then I discuss. Okay, tell me your answer, yeah, in the chat box. Okay, 3 answers. I need another 3. Okay, 1 more answer needed. Still have time. Okay, time's up. Did we do a similar question earlier? Yes, okay, quite a couple of times already. They ask you how much should go into BEV current account credit side. This is similar to this, okay, Asim and Bakari. Okay, they ask you how much in total has been credited to Bakari's current account. The thing is the same thing here. So come out with the current account for BEV. Okay. They are in partnership, sharing profit and losses 3-2. Okay. So based on the question, BEV takes 3, Kala takes 2. Okay. Then they provided the following info. What does this look like? It looks like an appropriation account, right? But an incomplete one, an incomplete appropriation account. So appropriation account, we have to minus interest on capital. We have to minus salary to partner. Then you will get residual profit. There's no interest on drawing here, so just ignore. So minus 7,000 minus 10,000. 25,000. Then you get the BEV's portion. Get the BEV's portion, which is 3 out of 5. Okay, you times 3 out of 5. 15,000. BEV gets a share of $15,000 of the residual profit. So you put it here 15,000. Then anything else that belongs to BEV? Interest on capital, salary. Okay, all this in yellow belongs to BEV. So they are in here. Okay. So if you have forgotten how we do a current account, you may have to get back to chapter 14 again and revise and do some questions there. Okay, we did quite a couple of questions already there for current account. So you total this up, then you can get the answer. 15,000 plus 4,000 plus 10,000. Answer is C. Okay, answer is C. Okay, 15 seconds. I'll let you digest. Then we see the next question. It's the same thing over and over again, right? It's always the appropriation account that you have to work out first, okay, for most of the time. Then you proceed on to the current account. Then you can get the answer. But don't assume that it's always the same thing, okay? Have to read the question carefully. Okay, next, yeah, we see the next one. Where will interest on drawing be recorded? Yeah, you have to memorize everything, okay? You can memorize by doing more questions, okay? Doing more questions meaning more practices, that so that you can get familiar with it. Memorizing, I don't mean that just look at the notes, then you can immediately remember. No such thing. You can look at the notes for multiple times, then you can remember. That's one way. Another way which I prefer is you keep doing questions, then you can get familiar. Then you can get familiar. Where will interest on drawings be recorded? Is in the current account debit side. Answer is D. So to let you recall how I remember what items go into the current account, I told you to remember where's the plus and minus. Okay, plus is here, and then minus is here. Then I told you that all the items that appear in the appropriation account, they will appear one more time in the current account. Okay, that's very easy. Okay, if you have done the appropriation account, then you know what will be in the current account, and then accept two things, which you have to remember that they have to be here also. One is this, another is this. Okay, that's what I thought about when we were learning this one. Okay, so have to revise. Okay, next one. Okay, this question is a bit special. They want you to work backwards. Okay, so you will get what I mean when you read the question. Okay, you do this now, then you tell me your choice. Okay, good. Kelly has done. You have done at home. Good. Okay, I wait for Crystal. The rest have finished. Most of you choose the same answer. Okay, good. Everyone has finished. Now we discuss. Okay. Most of you choose B. Most of you choose boy. But right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Okay, you learn from the question if you got it wrong. They ask you for profit for the year. That means they are looking for the first number that is in the appropriation account. Okay, they are looking for this. Interest on drawing is a number that you should plus here. So altogether 2,500. Okay, so plus 2,005. Interest on capital that is a figure that you minus here, 2,000. Okay, sharing of residual profit. So they appear here at the bottom. So if you total this up, then you will get a residual profit. 12,000 residual profit. Okay, because they have done the sharing for you. Okay, the sharing, Sumi and Tom, okay, 8,000, 4,000. Okay, you add them up together, you will get residual profit. Okay, then easy. I have shown you the numbers. You just have to work backwards to find the profit for the year. Okay, you can find this. So take the 12,000 plus 2,000 minus 2,005. Okay, work backwards, right? So minus means plus, plus means minus. Okay, work backwards. Then you can get the profit for the year. Conclusion, take 12,000 plus 2,000 minus 2,005. Okay, then you get the answer. So answer is B. In the paper 2, it's quite impossible for the examiner to ask you for such thing. Okay, therefore they ask you in the paper 1. Okay, paper 1 with MCQ question, those ABCD questions, they are always more challenging. Okay, compared to the paper 2. Paper 2, they would usually follow the flow, okay, the flow of the accounting. Okay, you have to prepare appropriation account first, then ask you to do the current account and so on. Okay, so answer is B. 10 seconds, then we see the next question. All these are past exam questions, yeah. Okay, don't think that I came out with these questions myself. All these are from past exam questions, past exam papers, which means that they are very relevant. Okay, next one. Here comes the company's accounting question. Okay, this question, I let you try for 1 minute. Then you tell me your choice. Because it appears that most of you have not done at home. But I know Kelly has done it. Have to see the notes. What is debenture? When I discuss, I will tell you. Okay, but I won't tell you now. What is debenture? See the notes. Everything is in the notes clearly. Okay, I wait for 2 more answers. 4 of you have answered. Okay, time's up. So let's see this. So how to know what is debenture is in the chapter 15. Okay, for those who are not familiar with the notes, you really have to sit down and read the notes. Okay, take a few hours to read the notes. Okay, really, and you have to do it regularly. Okay, you have to do it regularly so that you can get familiar with. Same goes to other subjects. Mastery can only be done through regular revision. Okay, regular revision. There's no free lunch in this world. The debentures are here. Okay, I know it's messy, but yours shouldn't look like this. This is page number 202, 302, okay, 302 of your notes. Everything about debentures is here. It's a non-current liability that's only available to the companies. And you must know what is debenture holder, the lenders. Is the company who is borrowing money here. When there is debenture, there is interest to pay because it's a loan. It's a non-current liability. And okay, all the details about debentures, they are here. There's no voting right. Where is, yeah, no voting right for debenture holder. Interest must be paid by company. And they receive the interest first before ordinary shareholder and preference shareholder. Okay, and so on. And then, yeah, this is debenture. So go back to that question. Which statements about it is correct? Carry fixed rate of interest? Yes. Yes. Okay, members, maybe you do not understand this. This means shareholders. Okay, members means shareholders. It's a very old question, so they use the word members, but you should be looking at the word shareholders in the new exam sittings. Okay, members means shareholders. No, okay, debenture holders are not shareholders. Interest depending on the profit of company? No. Okay, regardless of how well or how badly the company has done in a particular year, the interest must still be paid. Okay, when you borrow money, you must pay interest, and there's no such thing as, sorry, this year I'm not doing well, can I not pay interest? Cannot. You think of yourself buying a house or buying a car in the future. When you borrow money from the bank, you should pay interest, right? Can you tell the bank that this year I'm not doing so well, it's MCO, so can I not pay the interest? Okay, no such thing unless the government allow you to do so. Okay, so answer is A. Okay, so answer is A. Okay. Then we see the next one, yeah. They ask you what is meant by limited liability. Okay, this is about shareholders. Shareholders having limited liability in the company. So if you want to know where is it in the notes, it's in the chapter 15 again. It's explained here. Okay, it's explained here. It's about the shareholders' personal possessions, their personal things will not be taken away to pay for the company's debts. Company can only issue a limited number of shares? No, not linked to the limited liability. Fixed amount of dividend? No. Are not at risk of losing personal possessions, the things that they own personally. Possessions means the things that you own, okay? That means however much money they have spent in buying the shares, that's their maximum loss. Let's say there's one shareholder bought a share, okay? Bought one share. And one share maybe $500, just example. So if the shareholder bought one share for $500, that will be the maximum loss. If the company closed down, okay, due to bad news, the company closed down, then that's the maximum loss, $500. Okay, the shareholder will not lose more. You know what is buying share, right? Okay, I believe you have heard of people buying share and selling share. If you buy a share of maybe Apple company with $200, then that's the maximum loss. The company will not take more money from you. Okay, that's the meaning of limited liability. Not limited to the amount they paid for their shares. No, this is wrong. Okay, not limited is wrong. If they remove the word not, then this is also the answer. Okay, but here is the answer. The answer is C. Okay, then next one. You tell me what is your choice. What would not be included in the statement of changes in equity? The big table that's very popular in exam for companies. Okay, I wait for you. What is your choice for this? Okay, Kelly has chosen. I wait for the rest. 1 minute. If you're not sure, please refer to the notes, okay? It will just take you just few seconds. It's very easy. The table is in the notes. Okay, I wait for 2 more answers. Okay, Wen Hui and Crystal. Okay, time's up. They ask you what would not be in the statement of changes in equity. 3 of you have answered correctly. Okay, if you got it wrong, you learn from the question again. Let me show you the statement of changes in equity. Those who wants to change answer, you tell me. This is statement of changes in equity. Anybody wants to change answer? I give you 20 seconds. If you want to change answer, tell me. See, doing a bit of reference, you change your answer, right? Okay, so take the time to refer. Okay, if you're not sure about something and you try to guess, then you would forever do not know the correct answer. Okay, have to try to refer. So profit for the year, you see this in the table, right? Statement of changes in equity. It is added into the retained earnings. Transfer to general reserve is also in the statement of changes in equity table. Minus from retained earning, then you plus it into the general reserve, right? Okay, you add it into the general reserve, right? Okay, then here comes the A and B. Ordinary share dividend propose. When you see the word proposed dividend, what do you do? It's also in the notes. I've emphasized this. When you see proposed dividends, don't do anything to it. Okay, don't do anything to it. That means you don't record it. Proposed means suggested, which is unconfirmed. Therefore, you should not record it. Therefore, answer is boy. Okay, because we should not record it. Then one answer is A. Okay, one answer is A. Yeah, answer is B. So one answer is A. Ordinary share dividend paid, which relates to the previous year. I know previous year, but look at the notes again. You have to take previous year's final dividends and current year's or interim dividend. So referring to the notes, at the time I explained to you what is interim dividend and what is final dividend. Okay, and I emphasize that final dividends cannot be paid at the current year end due to the timing problem, because the company have to take some time to complete the accounting. Therefore, final dividends can only be paid after the year end, which is the following year. Okay, so this is the flow chart that you drew it yourself with me. And you see this? This is in your notes also. Total dividends to be deducted in SOCIE, current year's interim dividend, and previous year's final dividend. Okay, there you go. The answer is A. Okay, so I think most of you have to revise. Current year's interim dividend and previous year final dividend, they are all in the SOCIE. Therefore, this is in the SOCIE table. Okay, answer is B. Ishin, why you don't have it? You come to page number 303. You go to the notes, you find page 303. You see whether you have this. Okay, I wait for you. We still have time. Do you have page 303? Okay. So have to be familiar with the notes. Okay, you have everything. Okay, now next page. Okay, they ask you what were the retained earnings at the beginning of the financial year. So how to find it, right? So retained earnings, as you know, is part of the equity. You know what is equity? Equity is made up of ordinary share. Sometimes you may have preference share, but most of the questions, they don't have this. And then retained earnings is also here. General reserve is also here. All these four together, we call it as equity. Okay, so they're asking you for this one. Okay, what is this at the beginning of the year? Provided following info at the year end. Okay, this is the year end. Profit for the year. Ordinary share dividend paid. Transfer to general reserve. Retained earning at the year end. Okay. So basically, it's asking you for the retained earnings column in the SOCIE table. The retained earnings column, you have to know how it works very well in the SOCIE table. Okay, everybody, you try this one. Then you find me this figure. The first figure in the retained earning column of the SOCIE table. That's what they're asking from you. Okay, again, I wait for you 2 minutes. 1 minute and 30 seconds, enough. Okay, I wait for 3 more answers. Okay, time's up. Now let's see. So again, it's testing you on the statement of changes in equity table. Profit for the year is a number that you minus in the retained earning column, 72500. Ordinary share dividend paid is also minus from the retained earning column. Sorry, profit for the year, you should plus, right? Let me erase the bracket. Okay, plus retain, sorry, plus profit for the year, then minus the ordinary share dividend paid. Transfer to general reserve is minus from retained earning, then added into the general reserve column. That's general reserve. Retained earning at the year end, 285000. So how to find the answer? Work backwards, okay, or you call it work upwards, work the calculation upwards, then you can get the answer. Anybody wants to change answer? I found it. Answer is B. Okay, everybody, correct answer is B. So let me try again. Correct answer is B. Okay, so you see, they can ask you from any angle. Okay, they can ask you for the answer from any angle when it comes to MCQ. It's difficult for them to ask you such question in the paper 2 though. Okay, so paper 1 is possible. So answer is B. Next. Okay, this one, all of you, tell me your choice. Again, have to see carefully. Okay, good, Kelly, you have done. We finish discussing this paper 1, then we dismiss. Paper 2 we discuss next week. Okay, I wait for one more answer. Okay, all of you have done good. Okay, first and foremost, of course, you have to understand the question. They ask you what was the total equity at the end of the year. So you know what is equity? The four things that I mentioned just now. You can also see this as the figure at the bottom right corner of this table. They're asking you for this, the total equity at the year end. Because these four columns are the components of equity, right? So at the year end, you have these four figures, then you total them up, then you get total equity at the year end. Okay, they're asking you for this figure. Director of a company provided the following: total equity at the start of the year. So if you are looking at this question from this table point of view, the 42600 is here. Okay, that's the opening balance. And yeah, these are the columns. Ordinary share, general reserve, retained earning. Okay, but they give you the total figure only, the equity at the beginning. So this is the SOCIE table, okay? Probably for the year, you plug it into retained earning. Okay, at the same time, you have to total up horizontally to the right. Dividend paid, when they don't tell you whether this is for dividend to the ordinary shareholders or preference shareholders, you have to assume that it is for the ordinary shareholder. So it's also deducted here, 40,000. Transfer to general reserve. It is just a transfer within the equity. You see, you have to minus from retained earning, then you plus it into general reserve. It is just a change within the equity, so it's not going to make a difference to equity. You have a dash here. Now can find the answer. This is the answer. You total up downward, then you can get the answer. Anybody wants to change answer? Answer is boy. Okay, answer is boy. Okay, one more question. Okay, everybody choose this. Choose for this. Yixin, so one of you asked me, do we have to draw a table to answer the question? Again, it depends on how familiar you are. If you're not very familiar, maybe you can draw it up, then you choose the answer. If you can do it mentally, you know what to plus, what to minus, then you can straight away calculate. So again, it's about your comfort. Okay, if you can do fast mentally, then you just calculate. If you are slow, then you draw it up. Okay, so again, it's up to you. It depends on your speed and familiarity. Everybody does differently, right? Okay, they have different speeds. Okay, you give me answer for last one, everybody. Then we dismiss. 1 minute. Okay, I wait for 2 more answers. Okay, good. Everyone has finished. Before that, let me further explain what I thought about this table just now. Examiner is not going to see your table, okay? Because this is MCQ question. The examiner will just see what is your choice, A, B, C, or D. Okay, so the table you have it or not, it is up to you. Okay, it's just for your own solution. Okay, you want to find the answer more safely, then you draw up the table like this. The examiner won't see your table. They will just see your answer. Okay, A, B, C, or D. Okay, now which is the answer for this? Prepare SOCIE. Changes in NCL? No. Reconciles opening and closing balances of NCA? No. Receipts and payments account in a club? No. This is about cash book. Okay, cash book. This is not a cash book. Answer is boy. Okay, answer is boy. Do you see NCA in the SOCIE table? No. Okay, so answer is boy. Answer is boy. Okay, so that's it for this paper. Again, from time to time, you have question, please let me know. Okay, even outside lesson hours, okay, you can ask on the WhatsApp. Next week, we move on to the paper 2, which is, let me show you. Hold on, yeah, 1 minute. Hopefully, you can do the first few questions. For sure, we will be discussing the first few questions next week. It is this one, okay? So part 11 to 15 test, we will discuss the first few questions, but we cannot finish everything tomorrow. There are too many things here. And please revise if you are not familiar, because you will have a lot of problems when I discuss this if you have forgotten a lot of things. Okay, first question, partnership. I will discuss this. And then we will do a company's question. Not easy. If you can try, please try. Okay, then if you have time, we can also do the third question, club and society. There are 5 questions here. And then this is manufacturing question, very lengthy. Lastly, the correction of accounting error. Okay, so see you next week. Okay, we still have 1 lesson before Yixin answer. Yeah. Okay, so the rest have a nice day. I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone. Yixin, the answer is boy. Answer is boy. You answer correctly. Bye.